Right. Hello, hello, hello. Not gotten that far yet in a row. Hold on. One sec, one sec. Sounds good, thank you. There we go. All right. So, yeah, still battling the no AC in the office today. Hopefully, it's getting fixed today. It's one of the lacrosse team dads. So, broadcasting in an 81 and like 98% humidity office today. So Melissa's camped out in the boys' room in the basement. It's kind of funny. But anyway, um, so yeah, sorry about yesterday. I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, heard nothing, and then messaged Dan. Was waiting, 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 waiting. Some more. I was like, all right, I guess not happening today. I guess what happened was somebody they had gotten let go was the admin for the what's it called? Go to webinar. So somehow the password got reset. They tried to have it generate another password, and guess what? When that email address doesn't exist anymore, it's kind of hard to get emails to it. So they had to like go back through and try to reset everything back up. Go to meeting. So so yeah, so Nadix is having some problems over there. Anyway, on another front, we're trying to get things approved through compliance, and the morning show may be starting back up again. And I think at that point, Dan would join occasionally, but we may be looking to do. I may be just looking to do kind of like a solo morning show slash maybe turning it into like a podcast type thing, which could be cool. So kind of looking forward to that. Um, like I said, we're kind of working with compliance right now, and we'll kind of see where that one goes. But that would be kind of cool. I think it, again, keep the overall basic format of the way the morning show happened. But again, it wouldn't be multiple participants. And like I said, I mean, besides the disclaimer, which I got, obviously is something that I've done probably a million times in 5 years. Um, you know, compliance tends not to have many issues with anything that I say. So, but it would be kind of cool. Yep, it could be, bring it back. And again, it was fun. Like I said, I enjoyed doing the morning show. And then what we do is we would change the timing of the chart school to kind of more align with it. Um, Maybe go like 9:15 to 10:15 versus the 9:30 time frame. So that way we can kind of encompass the open of the overall stock market, get a little bit extra trades and stuff in there. So could be fun. Could be fun, right? All right. So playing a little bit of catch up, right, from yesterday. Right now, markets are kind of interesting, right? You have things like the dollar CAD that are not really moving at all, right? Always kind of weird when you see like zero movement in dollar CAD, right? Dollar Swiss up a little bit. You're seeing the biggest movers out there though are, um, I would say more or less pound. All right, pound is giving us kind of it's weird. The euro's giving us a lot of weakness, right? We're seeing 72 and 40, and whenever you see this, you're like, oh, is that a lot of pound strength? And then you look at the pound yen, you're like, not so much. And you look over here, like, not so much. So it's kind of mixed. And there were some statements today from, what's this called? Not blank. Is it not blank? I always forget his name. Pill, right? So talking about returning inflation to where it should be and things like that. So, I think that's everybody's goal right now is kind of just how do we navigate forward? What's next? And again, I think the biggest problem for the UK is just the fact that they've raised it 5 times and inflation is still kind of insane. It's nice talking about returning it to two, but it's kind of like, all right, does that mean you're going to keep the current level of pricing? You're just going to halt the current increases to 2%. And I think that's where a lot of people are kind of confused at right now because again, returning it to just 2% annual inflation doesn't tone it back from where we were, right? That means the prices stay the way they are now and they just continue to slowly, gradually move, which a lot of people are not going to be happy with. So, kind of an interesting scenario there. Euro, obviously, also very, very low. Um, kind of exciting, right? We're getting really, really close to that P word, right? I don't want to say it and jinx it, but getting really, really close to that P word. So, looking for that. I think today's Jolt's job opening should be. Normally, I don't pay much attention to it, but again, this is what's considered the biggest problem in the market. It's expected to be 11.5. If it comes in anything higher, this is really where they wanted the demand destruction to basically disintegrate, right? 11 million job openings, 5 million people out there leads to inflation, right? And this is kind of what they needed to really kind of, you know, if they could see a quote recession in the job openings, the demand for jobs, that would help lessen everything back. And that's kind of what they were talking about. We got services right behind it, and then obviously FOMC right afterwards. We'll see. I mean, there's been so many speeches lately. I don't know what kind of I don't know what we'll get out of the FOMC notes today. I think I don't know. Yesterday, a lot of the talking heads out there were like, "Oh, well, will the recent action be enough for the Fed to take a break?" And it's like, well, I mean, we're not really seeing necessarily the inflationary pressures come down. We're still at 40-year highs, and I know it takes some time, but I don't know. I mean, remember the stock market is not the economy, so it's a very interesting question to see whether or not they'll slow down. I don't believe that they can slow down right now. Again, the market's been pretty resilient, and there's just been some adjustments in earnings, but I don't know. I feel like it could be a statement. I feel like from 12 to 1, 12 to 2, it will probably dry up today. We won't see as much volatility, and then we'll start to see some crazy movement after the FOMC. Dollar obviously taking some hikes up as well. So that's our news for today. Tomorrow, again, economic forecast for the euro. I mean, based off of the JOLTS data today, FOMC, and economic forecasts, this is the recipe. These next three, kind of like a bang, bang, bang. Um, we could be seeing, parity coming in finally. So, um, yeah, there's that. Um, and then again, obviously, unemployment claims kind of matter a little bit. IVPMI, and then Bullard speaking. And again, very interesting to see what Bullard has to say. Um, and again, economy, monetary policy. They do a lot of luncheons. Like if you like free food, become an FOMC president. They do a lot of luncheons, right? It's like you can speak, and then we'll feed you for free. So, besides that, not really too much out there. And again, Euro sinks to a 19-year lowest. Dollar continues to strengthen. Um, it now takes 1 and 3, so super close, but it's kind of pulled back a bit. So, yeah, we'll see that. And besides that, not as much news as you would be, looking for. Tax revenue. Um, OPEC Secretary General dies. Slideshow for investors. China's economy expected to improve amid supportive policies. Yeah, of course. Construction slowdown in June. Absolutely what you would expect. So again, nothing really out of the ordinary over here. So let's go across. Let's dive right in the charts for today. Like I said, we may get interrupted. Like I said, if the AC guy comes, he has to get above me. Well, not above me, but to the right of me to get upstairs to work on the unit. So I may have to take like a 5-minute pause to let him up there. I haven't heard from him yet to see what time he's coming by, but he said early, so don't know. But if I don't get it fixed today, Melissa will murder me. So we may have to take a 5-minute break at some point. Anyway, looking at the dollar, dollar actually went up there, and again, it's pulled back a little bit, but 107. I In the time that I've been looking at the dollar index, I've never seen it this high, up at 107. Like I said, typically it fluctuated between 96, 98 was high, 100 was like, wow. And now we're at 107. So this is absolutely monstrous. And again, this is what happens when, the United States is raising interest rates um, in the amount that we need, right? So again, it is pulling back right now. You can see, and again, this is always important to look and say, hey, listen, here's the Europeans. What did they do? Well, it was basing, and then the Europeans shot it higher, so we're seeing some profit taking from that now. But in looking at that, you can say, well, wait a second. There's a lot of there's a lot of movement right here, right? And you're right. Yes, there's absolutely. If this was anything else out there, this would be kind of one of those little Harry Potter setups. And again, a little bit of a grind here, but then a nice little fall. But I think right now we see a bit more dollar weakness, at least till 10 o'clock. And again, could Jolt screw this one up? Yeah, it could. Right? If we continue to drive down, it may drive right back into that zone. It's only going to move 30 cents in time for the Jolts data, right? Which is at 10 o'clock. So again, got 15 minutes. Can it keep going? Maybe not. I don't know if we can go all the way back down again. But again, bringing this lower, if that Jolts data comes in as expected or even a little bit higher, that should be another little bit of a dollar kind of burst type move. So we'll see if the Europeans saw the data early and are playing the counterplay to it or what. But again, that'll be coming in just a little bit. Looking at the Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar took a big drop yesterday, and it really didn't change much. I mean, yesterday at what? About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Yesterday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it kind of came down and it dropped just a little tiny bit further, right? But really, from that 10:30 time frame, it really came down and just halted there and has now pulled back a little bit. So, the 23 has already been hit. It's not a fresh, it's not a new level here. The next one we're looking for is really up here, which is right around the 50%. That data is coming in right there at 106.12. We know we have buyers down here at 67.34, and again, that's from, I believe we originally formed that from a 4-hour level. But as you can see, we're kind of bracketed in right now. And again, there's not too much selling, so I mean, this has the ability to go higher. Again, Jolts has the ability to kind of screw around with this a little bit. Wait, what is this? So it does have the ability to go higher with dollar weakness, but again, Jolt is really going to be the determining factor on that one. I wouldn't say that it's pulled up into a level where I'm comfortable selling this one ahead of time. Um, I think there's some probably better opportunities out there, but right now, 69.12 and 67.34, and again, this 67.34, if we get a nice Jolt figure, this could always pop down, bounce, and then turn and just head back to the top side. So there are some options out there for um, different trade setups. Also, again, you can see a lot of chops since yesterday. Yesterday morning, we would have been right around here. You can see not a whole lot of movement. You're looking for targets down here at 90.69. And again, had a nice little pop up. We pulled right back up into the same basing. I mean, if I continue these across, you can see it's the same basing area. And again, this would have been like kind of a late at night type position. And again, we talked about this coming down. 93 is broken. We can pull this off, pull this. We will continue that across. I like the setup there, so we're going to kind of keep that one in there. Let's put a price label on that. We can mark this bottom area off. I don't necessarily love it. We're going to turn it yellow. Again, it's a decent base. It's been kind of confirmed right here, and it did offer a pop, but I wouldn't say that this one is really trending. Again, we're looking for that 61.8 target more than anything else. This one, unfortunately, has where price is currently. Your prices up here. You're seeing there's a lot of just small grinding. There's not a whole lot of, you know, larger base trades. So for me, it's kind of more of a, I'd say, more of a negative base trade. But again, the yen's not necessarily helping itself right now. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. Again, if you need some fibs in there and you want to kind of see some extra stuff, you can see that the 50, 61, neither of them is near anything big. There is one at the 78.6. So again, use caution on this one. And I don't really think in the bigger, let's see, that's 61. We're still good there. Let's pull this down. Yeah, you can see even the 50 in this case, it's well above. And again, there's a zone there. So we got to get to that 93.78, or 98. I'm sorry, 93.80 first. But yeah, so I mean, the one thing I will say is there is 3 steps forward. So there is the ability right here to kind of break through, and there is a racetrack there. So if you are looking for long opportunities with the Aussie, and again, we may get there's the potential to get it later on today. There's what a Harry Potter trade looks like with a break of, actually, let's put this there. Put one there. Change that to green. Sell there, and you can see that's below this target right here, right? So coordinates. Wow, look at that! I missed it by 6 fractions of a pip. Something along those lines, right? And again, I don't know. It's if this then that. There is a racetrack in there that is the ability to go through, look for a confirmation entry, and then look for it to come up. And again, you can see, this target is right there, well below kind of its entry. So there's one setup for you. Euro dollar. So euro dollar just took itself out. We had marked these levels off before. We talked about 2 levels. It sliced through the first. We said that 102.86 to 102.57 was the next big level. And again, you can see we hit it. We started the base on there. That's what we're looking for. And then there's the pullback, and it's like, yep, there's your base, and there's your 1 to 3. So we're out. Next area is this 103. Well, I'm sorry, 101.06. So got some more room to run to the downside. Again, Jolts will probably move this one around. This is probably going to be the one to play for Jolts. The way that it's pulling back right now before news, I am thinking more of a short in this one. I'm looking for a push down. It looks like we currently have about 82 pips more to go. Let's see what Nadex has in here. Let's see. Wanted to see if there was a knockout even remotely close, something cheap. Um, yeah, there's a knockout close in there. There's a knockout currently sitting. Where is it? 102.02. 102.02. Currently a knockout sitting right there. It's got about $18 worth of risk, right? And again, Jolts comes in, that should provide US, a US pushback to the downside. So not necessarily a horrible base trade. Let's see on the binary side if there is anything, and let's see, that goes down to 101. Oh, it's 100 pips. Yeah. Let's see euro wise, what we got. Is Yeah, there's a $16. There's a $16 one, right? There is a 101.64. 101.64. There's a binary right there. Actually, you know what? Can I do on this one? No. Let's just cancel that. Let's go here. Let's do a price note. What did I say? 101.64, right? And the risk on that one is tiny. It was 16 a second ago. We'll just put 17 in there, right? Something small. All it needs to do is pop down that far, right? So tiny risk on that one. And again, obviously that's a Jolts play on that. All it needs to do is touch. Euro pound. So you can see Euro pound driving back down. I wouldn't say it's really. I mean, we're still pushing for that 85 again, and it's continuing to drive lower. Right now, again, if we take the top to bottom draw, you can see that the 23, there is actually a level sitting there, and it has been kind of confirmed. I'm gonna say kind of because it's right there. But I would say that that's kind of where my next pullback would be, and looking for a drop in this one. Um, be 85.71. And again, that's just a continuation. I think that makes sense. Like I said, I don't think the pound's in a great place, but I think the euro's got a whole heck of a lot more problems with as many member nation states as they do. Hold on one sec. Sorry. Um, like I said, I don't think this holds much longer, but I want to see for a pullback, and again, gives us enough of a confirmation as well. So if it does start to roll back again, we will not only get supply sellers in there, we'll get the confirmation in there, we'll get the trend continuation in there, the downtrend setup, but it's also a 23.6. So a lot of different pieces to this one that could kind of help us out. Um, it looks like that binary now is down to 15. It's down to 15 now. Let's put this for text. 15. All right. All right. So, one sec. All right. All right. Here again. All right, so you're again. You're also seeing the European destruction. You can see that we had a target down here of 139.37. If I push this across, you can see that it hit it. It had issues. It based in there again, and then kind of finally went through, gave us that kind of Harry Potter confirmation. It ended up going through and hitting this 100%, and that again, that's where it's having a little bit of problems for its next pullback. So again, we could take this fib off. Let me pull some of these off here. We don't need all these in. That area is done. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Again, more the near term. We're gonna remove that. I'd say that this is our next major turning area. Let's bring this across. 136.83. Let's see where we can get some help from. I don't really like that 23 in there. I don't mind the 50 though. The 50's got a nice little kind of hiccup right there. Um, there's also one in here, but I don't like that one as much. So kind of looking for that right now. And like I said, this 136.82, um, not necessarily the most. Where is it? Right here. It's actually an old level that again hit its five. It actually hit 5 times, broke through, and then kind of had a confirmation off of it. I'd like it more for a downside target than anything else. Um, but it's one of those things that it's like, you know, is it really a great zone? It's a previously violated zone. I don't know. I don't know if I'd look at this and be like, yeah, that's great. I don't know. I think I'd want to wait for more of a confirmation off of it, just because again, it's not a really, really bursty. It did do it, but again, that was the first touch of the violation. So, you know, I kind of watch out for it. Actually, this should be here. Again, the zone it's going in right now is a violated zone. We talked about it. We hit it before, so not necessarily surprised. How much room does it have to run? It's got about 100 pips to go down. Let's see. Hold on. Maybe we'll get a little bit of help here. Um, help would have to come in here. Is there enough room? That is the question. Yep, there is. Right there. That's what we need. Now, again, a little bit of risk in this one. 4 minutes. We have the proxy coming in from the JOLTS data, right? So we got that JOLTS data coming in already. So got to be a little bit cautious of that, right? um, hmm, yeah, that's about the only play we got in this one, right? Right now, like I said, the 136.82, it is a zone, right? But it's an old violated zone, and again, we have hit it the one time. We tend not to use them more than once, and after that, there's nothing really kind of bursty. It's very, very grindy. Actually, pull it back up to 30. Um, you can see there's no real burst. I mean, this we're talking about like the end of May, so again, right around that holiday time frame. So not really necessarily the best setup. Pound dollar. So pound dollar looks like it's finally broken through, and again, we bounced off that level. We talked about it. We had one, we had two. Looks like we had three, but three is where it started the base in there, showing us it was going to break. This one is also pulling back right beforehand, right? We can remove this now. Um, let's pull. Yeah, it's a little bit higher at this point. Trying to see if there's we know this zone is broken. I was hoping we'd have something decent around the 23 to continue this to the downside. Again, I am bearish this pair. I do think, again, the dollar is going to be accelerating faster. I think the pound is really going to be slowing right now. And we're going to see more weakness. Not against everything, but definitely versus the dollar. Um, let's actually jack this up a little bit. See, this is what we're running into right now. This last 4 hour burst, but we do have a zone just a little bit below this one. Um, hmm. And this is the one that we couldn't go that low. This is what we're dealing with right now. This base, and again, is it nice? No. And then you know what? Let's put on. So we know that that's where we have a zone sitting on a 2-hour basis. Okay, it's got about 96 more pips to go on that one. So again, Jolt's data, FOMC, that could definitely take them down there. So, you know, and again, you can see on the 30, it did pull back to a zone here. So we are kind of in that level. All right, let's see. Let's see what the Jolts data was. PMI, again, higher than expected. Again, that's good for the dollar. Come on, I know you got it. I love this. It's like, we know the data's out. We know that you can see it. Oh, look at that. So higher than expected. Again, both those things are good for the dollar, right? And again, that's actually, I mean, it's a little bit lower than before, but that's, that's a .2 million miss. So, I mean, that's actually a decent miss at the top side. Again, this is the demand destruction that they want, right? And again, they're not necessarily getting the demand destruction. So, yeah. So, yeah. Again, the market kind of looks like it knew a little bit, but it could do some more. So, anyway, and again, you're seeing that kind of already start to pull off on the pound dollar, which again makes sense. Again, this is technically strong dollar information, right? Pound yen. So 160 is a magical number. Our target is down here. We keep striking down, but we've been unable to actually kind of, really get to it. Um, hmm. We can pull this out. This one's done. Do we need this violated zone? Nope, don't need that anymore. Let's do a new level here. Let's throw some fibs on this one. And again, yeah, there's some pokes and prods in there, but actually the 61.8 is a better of these two. Actually, I don't mind that zone there at all. We're going to mark a 61.8 level there. There we go. 153.43. All right. Um, Yeah, again, like I said, until we hit this 160, I'm not really necessarily interested in getting in very, very long positions as it keeps driving down, eating people up. I think 160 will be the big psychological level. I want to see what type of a base we get there, and I do think there is opportunity to take those long. Um, hmm, Yeah, if this is really the turning point, I think 163.43. That's the next one. Again, it's a decent, a very strong push in, right? I love this push in. I love how it did like a 3 candle base, and again, it's up 5:30 in the morning, so the European reversal, little bit of a pushback, and then again 7 o'clock another boom. So again, strong push, drop, strong push. Happens to be the 61.8. I like a lot of those factors in there. So 163.43 is kind of what I'd be looking at. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD is actually on the top side now. Dollar CAD is, you're starting to see some dollar strength come back into this one. Um, again, we talked about this. Let's remove a lot of these now. This one got sliced through at 61. It didn't hold at all, so we'll remove that. We're past the 78, so let's get rid of the 78.6 in there. That one is out. Bring this. Let's take this. Actually, here's a confirmation right there. Actually, it's there. So we got 1, 2. Ooh, that one may not hold the next time through, but that's a decent push off. Look at all the junk up here. Let's pull that. Um, 2, 3. The zone. I think I'm more looking for kind of this reversal when it comes in. I think again, we know that these are two horizontal black lines, so we know that those are larger time frame levels. So I think those are ones we got to be kind of respectful of. I think that we need to watch those. Um, hmm. Yeah. Again, I think we wait. Again, I think what these pop up, whether it turns off that level, it has been hit 3 times, so a little bit more leery, but it is a 4 hour level, so we know there'll be some type of reversal coming off of it. I kind of like it to come back down again and do kind of one of these. If we get some type of a base in here, then I'd be willing to take some type of a short position. Once I see what the base looks like on this side, um, again, for all intents and purposes, this is a racetrack. I mean, I know it's 2 hours, right? It's basically European session straight up, but I'd be kind of looking for something along those lines, right? Some type of confirmed base to come through here is I think kind of what matters. So yeah, yeah. Um, I think it's all we'll get out of it. All right, so dollar Swiss. All right, so let's pull this. Actually, I can pass the 78. So let me pull this. That short went through, but ended up missing an entry. That one did there. Let's pull new ones from top to bottom. There is that zone right there. You know what? I should get off the 2 hour. Can I see it on the 30? I can see it on the 30. All right. Oops, I just moved it. So looking for a bit more dollar strength in this one, and again pulling up to 98.06. It is a little bit past the 50, which is fine, but again you can see here we had this nice strong push in, a little bit of a kickback, a base, and then another punch in, and that comes in right at that that 98.02, right? 98.06, 98.02, kind of right in that range, right at that round number. So I think that's what we wait for. This one has about another 70 pips to go, so it's basically one ATR worth of movement in this one, right? So yeah, I'd say one more on this one, and again, look for a dollar reversal. I think FOMC today could help this get a little bit higher. There's a number of different factors that are involved with this one, so I think we're good. And again, the Jolt data right now technically should be moving this dollar a little bit more. It's not, but again, look for the reversal, particularly into tomorrow. What do we got tomorrow data wise? Yeah, maybe the European economic forecast helps us on that one. Um, maybe they're a little better than expected. Yeah, maybe they're better than expected. Um, yeah, that's it. Again, set and forget. Wait for that one to come to you. Dollar yen. So there's your dollar strength coming up, right? And again, came down right at that 135 theta figure, right? Again, I can bring this across. Obviously, the 135 is just in front of it. Again, moving the way that it should, right? Moving the way that it should. Um, hmm, hmm. There's probably a reversal in this one, and I'm wondering. I don't know if we can travel all the way out there. How many more do we need for that? Oops, it helps when I put it in the right spot. 40. Yeah, so 40 more pips up. 40 more pips on that one, right? Yeah, I like this one for reverse. So I think it's decent. Again, it's hit that level before. We got a little bit of a confirmation over here. It may, it could potentially even get front run in kind of that realm. But if you do have something up here, that would be a place that I think would be pretty decent to turn to do something with, right? Turn to do something with. Um, what else we got here? Cryptos are back up at 20. Yeah, not really interested in much there. Again, kind of on the upper end of the spectrum there. Ethereum again came right off that 1,000 big psychological level. Bonds pushing back down again. The Jolts thing is kind of interesting. It's kind of like, hey, wait a second, you know, still a lot of demand out there. And again, any of the bond traders out there, you're probably looking for more of a short if it goes below 116.25 or 30. What is this? 34. So yeah, there's something in there. Look at this. So I was watching this yesterday, and again, 100 is obviously a psychological level. 98, right? $98. Broken through from that 115 level, and it's crazy, right? Ukraine is still happening, right? We know that we're not we're like, hey, we're not going to use that oil. We're not going to use this oil. We've had no real data, and it's continuing to deteriorate. Again, this is recession fears, and people still think that a recession is coming. Is probable, right? So again, the JOLTS data actually, this JOLTS data shows that we're still trying to hire, and there's still inflation there. So it's interesting we didn't see more of a pop out of this one. We know the next level that we have really marked off down here. Let's see. Need this one. Let's pull this, pull some of these older figures off just to keep the browser fresh. Looks like 97.26 was the next level that we have kind of tested, and got pretty close to that. Now again, not far. Let me see something real quick. Inventory. What do we got? What do we got? Nope, don't need that. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. That's the last June figure. I guess we don't have it. Oh, we don't have oil today. Is it tomorrow? Or did they just remove it? What are they doing? Where they hide my oil at? Yeah, they put out that notice that, like, it's, they shouldn't be looking at it, and it's giving false data. Where is my oil inventory report? Did they remove it from here? Hmm. Yeah, they put out that report about how, oil, and again, without that inventory report, with them making those comments, it's definitely been a market that people have been shying away from. We've watched volume actually start to decline in the last 2 weeks. I did read an article yesterday about that, how we're seeing volume in oil. And again, I don't know if they're trying to make it less speculative or whatever it is, but again, yeah, obviously it's working, right? So right now, I would say look for a little bit of a movement off of this. Again, 97. Where are we at? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? 96.26. Or I'm sorry, 97.25. Maybe an area where I'd be willing to look for some type of buying. And again, with that JOLTS data, this should be, oh, there we just tagged it. With that JOLTS data, we should be seeing more, right? We should definitely be seeing more movement in this to the top side. Shows that demand is there, but again, it also means that probably more recession is coming, because that JOLTS data is, unfortunately, it's not coming down. So yeah, we'll see. But let's see. Actually, let's find another one. God, 94. How cool would that be? 94 would be great. Let's see. Hmm. There could be a small case made for this one. This is the problem with taking this one short. There's 3 levels right here in a row. So there looks like our 3 levels stacked on top of each other, right? So yeah. All right. All right. Natural gas. So natural gas, again, we haven't. I don't know if you guys saw this. Can I find it with hot news? Russia was threatening to turn their not threatening, I guess they were going to turn the Nord pipeline off, the Nord one. Um, Again, because it's hot as hotter than anything outside right now. Like I said, without air conditioning, I tell you how hot it is right now. Um, right now, natural gas needs its catalyst, and again, that's going to be winter gas, and we haven't seen it yet. Obviously, recession affects this as well. Um, but right now, yeah, natural gas. Again, we talked about it coming back down, and that's exactly what it did last week. I am surprised it took the same bounce off the same level. Let's see if we run some. Let's still run it from this level down. Yeah, I mean, if we literally if we break through here, I don't think we have anything stopping it. So, hmm, it's funny. Turn off the 23, but it's been the 23 has been smashed here, smashed here, smashed here, smashed here. You can't claim like, oh look, it's a 23. No, it's been smashed like 3 times. Um, I'd say kind of looking for a long out of here, right? Um, like I said, I don't know when that's going to hit. It's more of an if this then that type trade. Something along those lines. So we'll see. What do we got below? Hmm. Price is right here. There may be a small level of basing right there. Problem is, we got a lot of these wicks. These black lines were kind of targets for us. A lot of wicks on these things. I don't know that I like those as much. Yeah, I kind of like to see a decent bottom be put in. Like I said, I know we're here now, but this has already been pushed. Am I interested in taking a short off of it? Not really, right? I think right now, I think the biggest thing that I'm looking at is this piece right here, right? Um, yeah, I think this is gonna fail. I think this is gonna go through. Again, here's the original. There's one. There's two. There's three. This one already pushed it to the brink. This one reestablished on this side, and again, we're about halfway through. If we can get any type of basing, there could be a short opportunity in here. So I think there's some more movement. But I don't really necessarily like it for a setup right now. But I would say down. Here's gold. So gold continuing to falter, and again, as we talked about, again, the JOLTS data just shows you they're going to raise interest rates even more, right? Even more. So yeah. Just because with that one. Again, it did push down, and we were calling for this to get short. We can clean some of this up in here. Again, big pop for the news. We kind of expected this, and that one triggered right away. Let's pull these off now. Let's get some fresh levels here. Look at that nice little pull off of that. Where do we stop with gold? Let's see. Let's drop gold up to 4 hour. All right. Looks like we got a little Harry Potter action going right here for gold. Um, Actually, let's bring both these across. So looks we had a Harry Potter here. It pulled back and missed. It pulled back and then dropped below. So we had a Harry Potter trade there. Never got the entry. Um, Looks like we get another one sitting right there. All right, so let's see. Let's throw some numbers out here. there, and 1 to 3 is only right there. Yeah. Let's see. So we know we got an overall downside target here of 1725, right? We'd like the 1725 on that one. Um, looks like your 1 to 3 target is at 1734. I think that's pretty decent. I'm trying to figure out, depending on what FOMC says today. Again, with that Jolts data, they're going to talk about the demand destruction is not there. They're not seeing the demand destruction. So any type of basing in there at 2 o'clock, that would be where this one goes and pushes. Um, excuse me. So yeah, I would say again, continue to be short. We talked about this every time there's a meeting or something like that. Look for this to go short. And again, we've drawn this one pretty much to the T at this point with news and everything. Delete some of these on a larger time frame. We don't need it. We'll keep that there. Don't need that. Again, we're talking about this current trend on a 4 hour. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that one. Like I said, look for those two levels. Yeah, 1744.84 and then 1734 to the downside again with an overall target down at 1725. Silver. All right, so silver. We ended up getting that pullback, and again, it's just really based along that 20 level. So we'll remove these. We'll leave that 20 number on there. Let's move this draw all the way down. You can see we had this level at 1904 to 1834 marked off as a larger time frame level. You can see the other one that we had here up near the 50, the 2015 to 2038. It came back up, and then again, July 4th. Not that we were trading on July 4th, but it did come back up and grab that on July 4th, and continue to short. So again, we'll kind of keep that marked off for later. We'll talk about this basing level right there, right? Um, right now, I would say, again, we look like we're kind of in, this strong dollar movement. This pushed about 3/4 of the way through in silver. Question is, does silver go lower? Again, this is going to be an FOMC thing. I think this is a little bit higher risk today, more than what I'm willing to take. But I would say right now, the way that drove into that level, about 60%, if we come back in and start the base, this looks like it's going to be a short for me. Move some of these. Probably gonna have to go up to a higher time frame. Let's go to a 4 hour. Yeah, there we go. So we know that this is the level we're sitting in right now, and it looks like we could potentially get down to here, right? Again, nice little base, and it kind of got front run a little bit. But I would say if we can break through that 1883 level, I think 1840, another 40-cent drop, is kind of what's in the cards as far as where we could go with this. And again, it's on 4 hours, so it's quite a large zone. But I think right there is, again, kind of what we're looking at, right? 1840 would be our downside target if we can break through. It's not enough for 1 to 3, but again, definitely think there could be a case made. Let's see. Again, I guess if we really wanted to force this, not force it, but if you're really looking for something on a technical basis to get in there, look for a continuation pattern to come here, and 1 to 3 is right there, so it does kind of meet it. So you're saying it. All right, let's check the indices out. Indices are basically flat right now. 0.08 down, 0.06 down, 0.00 or now, and then Russell's the only one. Again, markets are kind of in that confusing situation. Is there an opening trade in here? I'd say probably not really. 930 is right there. Are we in a zone? No, we're not. There could have been a case made for this piece right here, which again, at 930, it did pop up and did roll. So again, there is a confirmed zone. It did have 3 hits, so again, lower quality on that one. Um, I'd say watch this level right here. Again, actually, I guess the original level formation is here, right? And then 1, 2, and 3. So if things go bad, I would say that there's probably your short. But as far as an opening trade setup, not really. It's in the middle. I mean, it did spike up and grab a level, so it'd just be a standard kind of, Globex trap, right? There would have been your Globex trap right there. It peaked over. So again, if you are playing those traps, if that's your strategy, there would have been your Globex trap. Um, so Um, yeah. So yeah, nothing else really to say. We're basically channeling sideways. It's absolutely flat. So no real trend. Again, Globex trap would have been the only way to play that one. Um, same type chop. Again, there's your Globex level. Um, yeah, 930 candle. That is ugly. Look at that. Up, down, exactly the same. So again, all it did was set a trap to the top side. This one kind of has the same downside, right here, right? The same kind of downside piece to it. Um, do I love this one? Not really. And again, opening trade. No, look at this. That is the ugliest. That this red. Look at this. This is just so ugly. But again, everybody that knows, break out of the top, short it. Yep, easy trap. So far, two bull traps, right? Um, this looks exactly the same. There would have been your trap, right? Right there's your trap. There is your 930 candle, and again, ugly. Up, down, basically didn't do anything for the open, and then just kind of spiked. And again, what did it do? It did a secondary trap. It broke through the previous high. It's like, yes, and then snap right back down, and again, 0.06. So no movement whatsoever on this one. Kind of has the same setup though. There is a level down here that has been hit, has pushed pretty deep, and again, two other tags on it. Um, so yeah, I mean it's there. Right. Russell. Okay. Let's see. Hold on one sec. What we got Russell wise. Russell had a similar trap right at the open. Right there's your 930, literally spiked above and then stopped everybody out and drove down. It has its short here, right? It has its short here, but this one's pulling back in too. So, eh, eh. I'd love to say this one is great, but not so much. Um, yeah, I mean, I think this one is literally it's just gonna come right back up and level out in time for basically for FOMC. So, yeah, pretty ugly. I mean, the indice is really nothing. Four traps, every single one of them the same. As soon as it broke through the top, again, they were instant shorts, and again, they all went back to the downside. Um, Nothing even great. Like, was there any? Like, let me see. Oops. Let's see. I'm curious. I guess it doesn't matter which one. Let me see. Yeah, there's just not enough movement. Um, no. Yeah. Oh, well, that's Germany. That would make sense. Why? Whoops. Hold on. I was like, why is that number? Yeah, there's a couple smaller plays. There's a couple smaller plays you could have taken, right? Um, yeah, nothing. Like I said, besides the opening trap, that's it. That's it for the indices. I'm not really in love with really any of them. So, um, excuse me. It's like dollars holding out. Dollars having some problems. Like I said, this 107 is high. We made it to 107.25. Jesus, that is high. So yeah, yeah. Oil continuing to cheer. Look, oil's bouncing off that lower level. Yeah, I think the 94. I think 94 is really where the target is right now, or before FOMC. We'll see what they have to say. But yeah, gotta love this. Gotta love this. All right, let's go and excuse me. Let's go and where the heck is my window? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Who are we missing today? We only got five of you guys in. We got Ernest. You got Marina. We got Debbie. Oh, no Will today. Will must be traveling. Eki's here though. So, all right. So less people in, more opportunity to win today. Oh, wait, where the heck is Neuro? Neuro, did you not get in? I think Neuro bought too early. Yeah, Neuro tried to buy too early, and then didn't do it again. Neuro sleeping. Neuro, are you there? I know you can hear me. Because he tried to buy tickets before I put it up, so I feel like kind of somewhat guilty. Kind of like, oh, I feel like I should, Neuro, you have 0 tickets in. There you go. Because I know you were trying to buy them before, but I didn't have it. I hadn't enabled it yet. So, all right, close it down. Now, again, this is a 50 pip one. And again, everybody's got equal odds on this one. Neuro's got a little bit more. Ernest is stacking a little bit in there as well. So, winner of today's drawing is Ernest. Look at that. Ernest did it with half the tickets. Take that. Just kidding. Yeah, look at that. So, Ernest wins today. So, let's give Ernest his, where's he at? Look at that. Ernest didn't even know he won. There we go. Look at that. Not rigged. Trying to see. Yeah, these minutes are going to be interesting today. So, openings and labor turnover. Yeah, they're like, oh, it decreased by this much, by 400,000, but it's still over double what we actually have. Hires and total separations are little changes, 6.5 and 6 million respectively. For discharges, yeah. So again, not much change. Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it turns out later on today for FOMC, but I expect it's going to get really, really slow. As I said, all these indices are just kind of just. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at look at this on a 15-minute. Boom, 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 boom. We're at positive 0.05. So yuck, and yuck. Nothing exciting. And again, the dollar is the only thing. And again, after that nice little pop from Jolts, the dollar is starting to kind of retrace and pull back a little bit. So anyway, with that said, that's it for today. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I have some updates. Like I said, I'm hoping that we can get through this compliance thing and get something rolling. I definitely want to get the morning show back on, and again, potential to kind of turn this into a podcast. Um, so we'll see. All right. With that said, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good trading. If you need anything, message me on Discord. And again, see you tomorrow. Take care.